I recently started playing Half-Life 2 for the very first time, and noticed something about the game. Half-Life 2 is very, very quiet. Now that might not come as a shocker, seeing as it's literally during a war, if you can even call it that, but the silence is really what interested me. You'd expect a game like Half-Life to be loud with huge amounts of noise, and sure, you get that in chase scenes and runs with the Combine, but that's practically it. And the more I notice this, the more I notice the same goes for every Valve game, and heck, even some games that aren't made by Valve, but are still made in source. This is something I like to refer to as a haunting silence. And let me provide a few examples of that haunting silence. Portal and Portal 2 are very big examples of this, although most in the first. In Portal, you play as Shell, a test subject at Aperture Laboratories, and I don't think I need to explain Portal to you, seeing as you clicked on this video. You get a gun that shoots holes, not bullet holes, and you kill an AI and you win. Despite the setting of a laboratory, there's no other human life with you, which is a little off-putting, but when you realize that the only other things that talk to you in the game are AI, you realize that you're completely alone. Sure, there's bits of humor every now and then, but besides that, you are 100% isolated from the rest of the world. Now, for some people, that might be nice, but for a lot of games that mostly have other people with you, it definitely makes Portal stand apart and really makes it seem a lot emptier and a lot more terrifying than it should normally be. An absolutely fantastic example of the haunting silence is Gary's Mod, a sandbox-style game that lets you do whatever you want. This game is not what you'd expect to have the haunting silence. With Portal, sure, it's white walls and basically white everything makes it seem like you're in an insane asylum, and sure, you can make the argument that the silence does fit that game. However, one game that it doesn't fit is Gary's Mod, and that's what I love about it. This game sparked the video idea in the first place. GM Big City is one map that comes to mind, a completely empty cityscape with sounds of Half-Life playing in the background to give it life in some sort of weird way. You hear people talking and police sirens passing by, and what you hear sounds like a completely life-filled city that should be full of people, but when you look around you remember it's just you. You're in this void of nothingness. And that's what captivated me. GM Big City is not only just a place, it feels like an entity in some sort of weird way. You feel some type of connection. You feel like you're supposed to be there, but for some reason you're not supposed to be there. The best example I can give of this is going to school after school hours. It's silence in a place that you'd expect to be filled with noise. Now, what about multiplayer games? Well, one could make the argument that CSGO has these same rules applied to the haunting silence, however, that's mainly a multiplayer game, and you don't notice it very much. TF2 also doesn't apply to this, considering the fact that the game that doesn't utilize its dark theming, if you can even call it that, to emphasize the haunting silence. CSGO, sure, it uses realistic gun physics, and it tries to be the most gritty shooter possible. TF2 just feels like it's trying to do whatever it wants to do. Which is never a bad thing. We love TF2. But Half-Life isn't using the haunting silence either. You might be typing in the comments, it has humans in it. While true, it does have humans, most of the ones you'll encounter are very few and far between, which is what makes the time you have with them special. And even the ones you see along the way that aren't characters are barely even classified as humans. The Combine are a sort of hive mind, constantly attacking Gordon at any chance they have, and even if they were human, they sure aren't now. When you kill them, a sort of flatlining noise is heard, and they do have blood, sure, but besides that, that's all they offer that shows that they're human, which is even creepier considering that factor. The only other types of humans you see along the way are zombies, and maybe a few burnt corpses, to which I'll leave a video in the pinned comment on why those are creepy on their own. Although, I would say a graphic warning for those who are a bit squeamish to gore. And there you have it. Those are my exact thoughts on what I refer to as the haunting silence. Now, I would say that, does this mean that there are any spooky, creepy guys hanging around in your game? Most definitely not, I can say that. Valve games are absolutely amazing, and I only just started recently playing them outside of the Portal games, and I cannot give my full recommendations enough. Valve is an absolutely incredible company, and I cannot wait to see what they do next. Although, granted, with their amount of emptiness that they've been doing, I doubt that it's going to work. So, if you have ever had any feelings besides that, leave it in the comments below. I'll be sure to read all of them and reply to all of them. That's it for me. The next video won't be horror themed, probably. I'm glad this is my first video of 2023. Good way to start the new year. Okay, bye bye.